Part 3, Chapter 16. My father went topside first. I followed, and he screened me as I edged my way along the starboard side of our boat to a place where I could slip into Kovich's boat. Once aboard, it was simple enough to get into the inflatable. It was so low in the water, and there were so many other boats around. If someone was looking for me, they'd have trouble seeing me. I rowed past the line of piers till I cleared the breakwater and was in Puget Sound. The wind was in my face, slowing me, but I only had to row a couple hundred yards to reach the beach. I made it in just a few minutes. The wind actually helped me row up onto the sand. I grabbed the inflatable, pulled it off the beach, and left it hidden in the scrubby grass by the dunes. I made my way across the parking lot to the stairway that led to the Blue Note Cafe. I went straight up, fast, turning to look every 20 steps or so to see if I was being followed. No one. When I reached the top, I checked my watch. 2:30. Melissa might not be back from school yet. I stood for a second, unsure what to do. Maybe her father was home. Maybe he'd let me in. Maybe he'd listen to me. Maybe he'd believe me. Maybe. Why had I ever told my dad I wouldn't go to the police? It was such a stupid promise. But I'd made it. I'd made it and I'd stick to it. I turned north and headed along Golden Gardens Avenue toward Melissa's house. At first I ran, but then I realized that I wasn't sure which house was hers. I remembered that it was brick and that it sat at the top of a winding driveway, and I thought I remembered a security gate at the bottom of the driveway, but I wasn't certain. I walked quickly along the west side of the street, craning my neck up at the homes above me. The first had white siding, the next was brick, but it seemed too new and too small. The third was all glass and windows. I felt panic coming on. Chance, what are you doing here? I turned, startled. The voice had come from across the street. Melissa was stopped, engine idling, her head leaning out of the window, confusion on her face. I ran across the street and quickly got into the passenger seat next to her. I've got to talk to your father, I said. It's an emergency. She smiled. My father? What? Are you going to ask for my hand in marriage? This is no joke, Melissa. The stuff I've been smuggling, some of it wasn't drugs. Some of it was explosives. All of it is stored on the Tiny Dancer. My dad is on the boat right now. He's in danger. The smugglers, they're terrorists. They've searched the boat once already. They're looking for the stuff. They're sure to come back. They're killers, Melissa. They're killers. The smile disappeared. You're serious, aren't you? Melissa, I need to talk to your father right now. She shook her head. I don't get it. Why my father? Because that's what my dad wants me to do. He trusts your father. I paused. Please, Melissa, we're wasting time. If you know where your father is, you've got to take me to him now. She pulled into traffic. He's home, Chance. Or at least he should be. He promised to take the afternoon off to buy me a new laptop for college.